Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Machan Leira Online Smicha. We know that the celebration of a chasna and the celebration between the chasna and kala is not something that just for the night of the chasna or the time of the chasna, but it lasts for hopefully a lifetime, the simcha. But the halachas are in stages. There is the halacha of the day of the halachas of the day of the chasna. Then there are halachas for the Shivas Yimei HaMishta, 7 days, and then there is the Noki Yeh L'Beisei Shana Achas. The whole first year of the Chasna, after the Chasna, there are halachas that are connected with that. But let's talk about the Shivas Yimei HaMishta, the first 7 days. The halacha says in Shulchan Aruch in Even Ezra Siman Samach Beis that the Shivas Yimei HaMishta, any meal during those, we'll soon speak about which meal, during those first 7 days, you're able to make the birchas hanisuin, what we call the shever brachas. The shever brachas is allowed to be said any time during those next 7 days, starting, as we'll soon see, from when it starts and when it finishes. Now, do those meals have to be specific meals? So there are some Rishonim, the Ramban, the Rashba, the Ran, they hold that any time people get together to shmooze and to celebrate for the chasna and kala, even if it's not with a meal, you're able to say the bracha, the shever brachas. But the poil, most of the poskim say, no, the shever brachas is specifically said only when there is a meal that is in conjunction with the simcha of the chasna and kala. So if there is a meal at any time in the Shivas Yemei HaMishta that is for the chasna and kala, now even this itself, do the chasna and kala have to be present, or it's a meal celebrating the chasna and kala, the chasna, you make the bracha, the shever brachas at that meal. When does the 7 days start? And when does the 7 day conclude? The 7th day conclude. So the 7 days start from the time clock. The clock starts ticking from the chuppah. Now that becomes a little complicated because the chuppah could be done any time of the day, right? It could be day or night. So let's get basics. If it's done during the day, let's say it's done Monday during the day, so it will be Monday would be the first day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Shabbos, Sunday. That would be the shever brachas. But that would be the shever brachas, and those meals that were made for the chasna and kala, those until the end of the Sunday would be considered you'll be able to make shever brachas. But what's if the chuppah was Sunday or Monday night? So the halacha is the night. We paskin halayil, the night goes before the day, the following day. So Sunday night is Monday. So if your chuppah was on Sunday night, Monday, so the clock starts from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as we see. Now, okay, so that's if it's day, night, then you know how to count it. But what happens if the chuppah was towards the end of the day, Sunday mamish towards the end? For it to count as its own day, it doesn't need hours in Sunday. As long as the chuppah started sometime before the end of Sunday, that would be considered the day, the first day of shever brachas, and we apply the rule of mitzvah hayom kakuloi, the smallest amount. As long as the chuppah started on Sunday, sometime on Sunday, sure, Sunday, as we'll soon see, Ben Hashmashis will be a question. As long as it started on Sunday, it is 1 day of the shever brachas done. How about the chuppah? The chuppah was on Sunday, and the seudah, the meal, was already on Sunday night, which is Monday. That doesn't bother us. It all boils down to when the chuppah was. It doesn't count. It doesn't make any difference at what time the Suda was. not only doesn't make a difference what time the Suda was, even in chuppah itself, there are many Rishonim that hold that the main part of the chuppah is the yichud that happens after the chuppah. Even if the chuppah was during Sunday, and the yichud, by the time the chuppah was over, it's already Sunday night, which is Monday, still, you got the first Sheva Brachas done, the fact that the chuppah started on Sunday. Not only that, even if the chuppah started on Sunday, towards the end of the day, and the brachas under the chuppah, the brachas that were said under the chuppah were already nighttime, because till they got around, they sang, until whatever they did. So you still count the time from when they started the chuppah, and not the day after. Now, I find that the Achronim use one logic to cover all this, and that is we're dealing with how long to allow you to say the brachas, the Sheva brachas. So now there's always the question of a bracha levatala. So suffik brachas lahakel, if there's any doubt of maybe you already covered one day, or maybe you're extending the permission to say it a day too late, we don't do that, because we want to make sure 100% before we allow you to make the bracha. What happens if the chuppah was bein hashmashas? Then because of this rule of suffik brachas lahakel, even though it was done bein hashmashas, we consider, let's say it's Sunday evening bein hashmashas, we'll consider it as if it's Sunday is the first day, because again, the rule of suffik brachas lahakel. Now, how about at the end? So here's a question. The chuppah was Sunday, let's say 5:00 p.m. Now, it's not yet Sunday night, so you are considering it one day of the Sheva brachas, correct? So Sunday was the first day, and then Sunday night, Monday will be the second day. So do you count the Sheva brachas for 7 full days? That means to say Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Shabbos, all the way until the time of the day where it finished. Because on Sunday, when they started the chuppah, it was late into the day. In other words, do you count the Shivas Yemei Mishnah me'es le'es or not? So most of the poskim say that, for example, if the chuppah was done Wednesday in middle of the day, you cannot make the bracha on the next Wednesday past middle of the day, because the last time that you're allowed to make it is Tuesday, because the Tuesday is the 7th day for the chasna, because based on this calculation, we don't do it me'es le'es. However, if you look in the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch and Hilchas Nefilas Apayim, where the Alter Siman Kuf Lamed Aleph Sivav, the Alter Rebbe says a shocking halacha. The Alter Rebbe speaks about people in shul who are exempt from saying Tachnun because there is a chassan in the shul. So the Alter Rebbe says that we don't say Tachnun all 7 days when the chassan, all the 7 days after the chasna when the chasna is there, because all 7 days is his yontiv. And even on the 8th day in the morning, you could be exempt from saying Tachnun. It's the 8th day, says the Alter Rebbe, because since his chuppah was last night, you didn't get the full 7-day circle. So Legabe Tachnun, the Alter Rebbe says, maybe there is the full 7-day circle me'es le'es. If the Su'udah started in the middle of the day, at the end, and it extended into the night, you cannot make any more Sheva brachas. Again, remember this klal, suffik brachas lahakel. And even if they finished the Suda during the 7th day, but they didn't manage to bench till by night, you cannot make the bracha, because suffik brachas lahakel.